Getting into the video, the whole point of the video is how I am building algorithms for trading. This is simply called algo trading. So this is the whole pipeline of this video. Getting into the problem. So what's the major problem? Major problem everyone faces is don't know how to enter a trade and how to exit a trade. So to overcome this problem, they choose a strategy. So everyone picks a strategy which suits for them, which gives profit for them, which they thinks they will get it will give profit to them. So they pick that type of strategy. Before uh, before choosing a strategy, everyone does a backtest. So how people do backtest? People do backtest by watching charts, by watching lots of charts, previous charts, by watching lots of data. They'll backtest their strategy and come to a point where uh, yes, this is my strategy. This will work, and they'll come to this point. This will work. So to avoid the time gap, so here I am how I'm automating, how I'm using technology to reduce the backtesting analysis. I'll show you how to you can analyze your strategies, and then I'll show you how you can automate that strategy and getting into live trading with that strategy without your interference. Your system will trade for you, your system will make money for you uh, with your strategy. So getting into it, the strategy I have chosen, the strategy I have chosen is, I'll quickly explain you what is the strategy I'm using. So every time when the market makes a gap, there's a gap here, there's a little gap that is being filled eventually, and there's also here a little gap, and that is also being filled, and there's a little gap that is also being filled. This is a little gaps, and there's also a gap here. It is being filled eventually. So the gap is like mm, 90 pips almost. That's a big opportunity. That's not a small opportunity. And that gap is being filled later. And every time market makes a gap, it will definitely fill. See, here market made a gap of 183 points, 183 pips, and it is being filled later in the market. But even it may not fill today, but it will fill eventually. So this is a strategy I have chosen, and to backtest it, a lots of data, lots of period data to backtest it. I have simply went into Cloud, and I have prompted like this: hey, write me a code to check give output of how many gaps formed from the last 1.5 years. Check how many gaps fill the same day. And I have explained the whole strategy here, and explain the whole thing how I am expecting an output. So and it has given me a code, and first it has given me code taking the OHLC data from Y Finance, but I have it to take from Done API. So I asked later, then no bro, I'm using Done API. I want that data. So it gave me that type of code. I have copied that code and went into Collab and pasted here. After running it, the whole data, the whole output it has given me in the way I wanted. So so it has given me two files, nifty gap analysis.csv and nifty gap period summary.csv. So let's get into those files and let's check. So this is a file it has given me. So every time when there is a gap, it has recorded when when the gap is formed and the previous close open, how much there is a gap and the gap percentage and fill status. Fill status means is the gap being filled the same day or the next day, and days to fill the gap zero because it is filled in the same day, and fill date, which date it is being filled. It is the same date as it is here because it is being filled in the same day. So this is the whole data for last 2 years it has given me because I asked for the last 2 years. So after analyzing this data, how I analyze that is also very simple. I have uploaded this. I have uploaded this file into ChatGPT. This file into ChatGPT. So it has given me different perspectives in analysis. So see, same day fill probability versus gap size, because I have asked here, I have uploaded this file here and I have given this prompt. Hey, I want to analyze the average gap points fill in the same day and other metrics like see gaps fill maybe in the same trend but with how to analyze, and I have given the point prompt which I wanted the output. So here's a chart it has given me, the same day fill probability versus gap size. So the gap size is 0 to 25 points. The fill rate is 91%. When the gap rate is 0 to 25 points, the fill rate is 91%. So when the gap is 25 to 50 points, the fill rate is 82%. And when the gap is 50 to 100 points, the fill rate is 59%. And you can see eventually the probability of filling the gaps is decreasing with the gap size increasing. So this is a total analysis it has given me. You can like get to a point from this. So I have given another prompt here. Hey, I want to make conditions in the code to restrict the trade to when there is big gap. For that I may be aiming to choose a no between a number between 100 to 150, which is better, or should I go with 100 only? Analyze the file data and show results. So again it has given me a graph where so the gap with 75 pips has 33% fill rate. The gap with 100 plus pips has 28.3% fill rate. So you can see here. Uh, so it recommended me 100 may be too aggressive and skip many tradable days, and 150 may be too loose and still allow some highly abnormal days, so that I can have that loss days if I choose 150. So 125 sits near the transition zone where the gap behavior starts changing significantly. So I can make conditions in the code to improve my win rate. So this is how we can analyze the backtesting data. So I'm satisfied with the backtesting data, and I came to a decision where, so okay, now I can automate this strategy and let's see. So again I went to cloud. Again I asked for the real system. So now I want to build a system which trades for me with demo money. So uh, I have given the whole prompt. So it has given me the code. It has given me a code, and after a lot of changes in between the final file I have got the final file. So after running this file, so after running this my file, my system. So this is how my trade went. This is how my trade went. So in the first day, when I run this system, this paper trade system. So when I run this paper trade system in the first day, it didn't fill the gap because the gap is high, because the gap is very large gap. There is a very large gap. I'll show you. See, there's a gap of size 288 pips. So this is an abnormal gap. So that's why the gap didn't fill the same day, and even the next day the gap didn't fill. Maybe in future it will fill, and it will definitely fill someday, but not today. But and see, see the another gap following this. The next day there's another gap. So the gap is of 65 pips. So this gap can be filled, but it didn't fill. It didn't fill, and it went to into hit stop loss. I'll show you that, and I'm showing this video. At last, it went into hit the stop loss, and it took the loss of minus 2,457 rupees. So that's not our day. See, sometimes you have to take the stop loss, and this is the stop loss day. I have taken it, and anyways, that's a paper trade. No worries. So that's how you should make algos. Thanks for watching.